Oh, hey, welcome to my hike. Nice of you to join. I didn't even see you there. I'm here in Glendale, California today. I gotta be honest with you, it's a scorcher. It really is. I can't remember it ever being this hot. It's gotta be at least 109 degrees, and that's Celsius. So, you know how hot that is, I think. You could actually fry an egg on the road here today. You ever hear that expression, fry an egg on the road? I bet it'd be easy too, because of the car oil on the road, you wouldn't even need any of that spray stuff or the butter. It would just come right up off the road. Yeah, it's hot. It's hotter than a billy goat with a torch. It's hotter than a jalapeno's armpit. That's right. It is hot as a pistol. I got a lot of those. You know what else I have a lot of? I got a lot of trail in front of me. So why don't you grab your sunblock and your little parasol? Why don't we go take a hike? My trailblazing partner today is hands down, I think, one of the most prolific, sharp, and hilarious comedians out there. Yep, he's got an HBO special that's out now called From Bleak to Dark. He is the host of a very popular podcast called WTF. I don't know what that means, but whatever. And also, he's a brilliant actor. You might have seen him on the series Glow. And also, he's in the Oscar-nominated flick To Leslie. I mean, this guy's ubiquitous. He's everywhere. He pops up everywhere. He's got a great role in there, too. How does he get these great parts? WTF! See what I did there? And speaking of ubiquitous, guess who's popping up on our hike today? That's right. Let's join the remarkable Marc Maron. You have a beard now.
I do.
But you didn't always have a beard.
No.
And it reminded me of George Carlin.
Yeah.
When he started his career.
Right.
He was just clean shaven, jacket and tie.
Yeah.
And that was you. Maybe not jacket and tie, but
yeah,
I would see you on Conan.
I also started in the 50s.
You did.
But I did watch it. It was very good. It changed my life, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, it was just interesting that he, at some point, was able to kind of ground himself in a worldview that was, you know, obviously cynical, and dark, and without hope. And he was able to say, like, I believe this, but I'm not going to let it ruin my life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, so he had the thing he did on stage, and then it seemed later in life that he was able to, once he left stage, to sort of enjoy his life a little.
Right, right.
I think it took a while, but you know what I mean?
You still ski?
I can. I don't make a habit of it. Yeah. Like, if the situation is perfect, like if I'm at Sundance for some reason because someone flew me there because I did 3 minutes in a movie, and they give me...
You have a lot of 3 minutes in movies.
I got a few.
I didn't even know you were in Almost Famous.
Yeah, that was the first one. I thought I was going to start a career of 3-minuting, and it didn't. It took a long time to pick up.
My wife was in that too. So many people were in that movie.
Was she in it?
She was a flight attendant at the end.
Oh, okay.
She goes, you have a nice day now.
Oh,
that
wow.
was it. That was the line.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lock the gates!
But Fallon was in that?
Yep. Hedberg, Nick Swartzen.
Hedberg was in it?
Hedberg was in it playing poker with Peter Frampton.
Wow. He was such a great comic.
He was, yeah.
I loved him, man.
You know, it's like one of those rare things where it's like, it's a timeless thing he did. So like kids can always kind of jump in. Like, it's not like a lot of comedy that dates itself. It was so, everything was so poetic and so observational that it never really gets old. It's like a Neil Young record. Well, some Neil Young records.
That's true. You know, here's something I didn't know about you, Mark. I didn't know that you were so proficient with the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
When I, listen to your podcast, I hear that really cool, like bluesy kind of jazzy acoustic guitar. Is it
sometimes?
Acoustic? Yeah.
I play it at the end all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, it's professional. It's like I'm thinking, who did he get to play this theme song for?
Oh, the theme song, that's not me actually, but the stuff at the end is me.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Oh, sorry.
Do you ever get like really depressed when you see like really good comics and go, what am I doing in this business?
What am I doing it for?
Yeah, man.
But you're not them.
When I first moved out here to do stand-up, I saw Robin Williams. And I thought, why even bother,
Yeah, I mean, I get that sometimes, but it's only with people that like come up with a joke that I think like is smart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why couldn't I get that joke? Because I'm not going to be Robin Williams.
I know. Just different
It's not even going to be you.
Well, you could be me.
I don't know.
If you whack me up here and take my license. You're the only sit-up comic, I think, these days.
No, some people sit. I don't know why everyone gets on me about that. People have been sitting as stand-ups since the beginning of the
Dick
fucking
Gregory,
thing.
right?
Everyone. And I'm up here 3 times a week, and it's mysterious. There's a mysterious graveyard I could show you.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I think that's.
Is it from people that died on the trail?
No, it's not Everest. And they just leave them there and throw dirt on them.
Yeah. Do they bring back the bodies from Mount Everest and bury them here?
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Why Glendale? Go over to the right. I'll show you the graveyard. Up these weird old stairs.
Oh man, look at this, man.
Yeah.
We're coming up to the cemetery?
There's a pyramid and there's this weird
Was he Egyptian?
stone. No. I don't know if anyone comes up and keeps up the grave or what.
This is what it feel like to be in jail.
Yeah.
Would you just please call my lawyer? Please.
But it was his fault.
Where's
it
my
was
one?
always his. He made me do it.
Where's my one phone call?
I didn't know the guy.
Let me out of here. Let me out.
I think we can just go out this way.
Oh.
Was that the first hike you've done with somebody brought you to a pyramid-style grave?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Also, first time I've ever been in jail with somebody on a hike.
Yeah. It was scary for a minute.
It was.
Yeah.
You were like one of the early pioneers of the podcast.
Yes.
You were maybe one of the first ones, no?
I think I was one of the first ones to popularize it. I think there was a few around.
WTF.
WTF, yeah. 2009. There was a few people doing it, which is why I got the idea to do it. It was like Kevin Smith, Corolla, Jimmy Pardo.
That's right.
Jimmy Dore and Todd Glass.
Wow.
I think maybe Doug was at it, but there weren't that many. A lot of the ones that we know came after. I didn't invent it or anything, but...
Yeah, but yours was the real popular one.
Yeah, I think it gave everyone the idea that they could do it.
Yeah. I mean, you had...
There's a lot of people out there going like, fuck if Maron can do it.
But you had Obama on there, Springsteen.
Oh yeah.
How do these people like hear about you? They're like, staff tells them you should do this one?
That's, I think, what happened with Obama and with Bruce. Well, I think what happened at the beginning was because I think journalism, entertainment journalism is in such dire straits, we would put people on and the interviews would get picked up in like on Vulture and in entertainment press. Like it was showing up in news stories a lot. So that's part of how it got popular. And I think that the type of interview that I did became sort of known in circles of, you know, publicists and publishers and people making movies. And also there were fans, they're genuine fans.
Yeah, yeah.
Of the show. That was very surprising. Like I do an Instagram Live these days and Deborah Winger will hang out.
No way.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's funny.
But you know, so it just, you know, it got known. I don't know, like I definitely don't have favorites, but I remember the ones where I remember Bruce because I had to go to his house. And it was just so funny because I was on his property in this like separate building he has for his guitars and his motorcycles.
He made you do it in the garage?
A studio, yeah, kind of a garage. It was more like an old stable house.
Yeah.
And it was like this mansion on the hill in Jersey.
He didn't want to bring you in there.
No.
No, he don't.
And it was Christmas week. And I just remember waiting down there with my producer. We set up. And I just see little Bruce come walking down from the house. I see him walking down. And I just remember because he sat down, he didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I said, so it's Christmas, a lot of craziness up there in the house, cooking, presents and everything. He just looks at me and goes, correct. And I'm like, oh, good. Can I talk to that Bruce the whole time?
So it was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because I went to his house. I remember the Keith Richards ones. And I remember like William Friedkin was great. Of course, Obama was crazy because of the Secret Service and that was all very memorable.
I remember when I did it.
Mine?
Yeah, I've just come from therapy.
Yeah.
So I was really in touch with my emotions.
You were?
Yeah.
I got lucky.
You got lucky.
I got a halfway open Nealon.
But I remember, the thing that I remember you saying was, I'm surprised you want to do this. I thought you hated me.
Yeah.
But you feel that way about a lot of people, right?
Yeah, because I don't really know what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
But I just assume like, just because they're being themselves, like if they're not totally connected to me, I'm like, yeah, I fucked up. They don't. I just, you know, I don't know what the hell I expect out of people. I don't have any friends. Do you have friends? You have like one friend, I think.
You do have anxiety, don't you?
Yeah,
I remember you told me that once.
I do. I have like it manifests usually in dread and a mild panic. Like I always think I'm like, oh, I got to be at the thing.
Yeah.
And there's no thing.
And then you call up. Who canceled the thing?
Yeah. Am I supposed to be there? That's like every morning I wake up. Well, you don't have anything, man. Take it easy. Coming into the day a little hot.
You know what my anxiety is? And this just happened a couple of years ago. I left my laptop on a plane.
Oh, God.
It took me like 4 months to get it back.
Wow.
And then because of all the red tape and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And then now I'm forgetting. I worry that I forget stuff. I'm always feeling for my wallet and my phone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or I'll put my stuff in my backpack, and then I'll think, did I put it in there? I don't forget. I just don't remember that I didn't forget.
I forget things now, but like usually it's hotel room stuff. Like a lot of chargers I've donated to the great charger ecosystem.
I don't bring a charger anymore. I just go to the front desk and say, hey, you got an extra charger?
Do you really?
Yeah. And they normally do, because we leave our chargers.
Yeah, that should be the way it works.
Yeah. Occasionally I'll say,
Leave
hey,
your charger.
I'll go up to the front desk and say, you don't have an extra wallet, do you? You have cash in it?
With no ID in it?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a true or false question for you. Alfred Hitchcock had a fear of eggs.
Pretty specific, but you're also you. I'm going to say false.
True.
Oh, damn it.
Not true that you're false, but it's true. It did. Okay, here's one.
Yeah.
There's a company now that will take your body or your ashes and turn it into a reef in the ocean.
True.
True. That is correct.
I heard there's a company where you can get buried under a tree with no coffin.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. Like you just become a part of the ecosystem. You just go, it's a place where you can just rot naturally. Yeah. With no metal, no box.
Are we going the right way?
Yeah.
Or is it back that way?
No, this will take us where we want to go.
We're just lost. We're lost on a paved road.
Yeah. No.
God. Yeah. When did you lose your virginity?
Late.
What time? 1 in the morning?
It was 17. I was 17.
Well, that's late.
I think so.
I'm not even gonna tell you. If yours was late, mine was dead.
When did you lose yours?
I'm not gonna say. I'm embarrassed.
It was not great. It took me another 4 years to figure out really how to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just really getting the hang of it now.
You play chess?
No patience for that.
No?
Yeah, I don't do anything that requires strategy.
Yeah.
I try to learn things that don't frustrate me.
Yeah, that's fun.
Because like if it's really hard, or like I don't know if it's gonna require too much time. Like chess is a good example.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
You just don't have patience.
Yeah, and it's like, but there's a way to play it.
Yeah.
Like there's a million strategies.
Oh, I know, that's the problem. And it's, if I played, the person I'm playing with is always much better than me. It's the same with everything, whether it's guitar, yodeling, anything like that.
Yeah, I have that with yodeling.
Thank you, Marc Maron. Man, we sure did learn a lot on that hike, didn't we? We learned that when it's this hot and windy, don't go out. We also learned when Marc lost his virginity. And I am so glad it wasn't on this hike. Whew. I'm glad you guys came along though. I hope I see you again. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you next time. Happy trails.